popping 24/7. Every day I'm on top of my game. Whoa, every day I'm on top of my game.
Hey everybody, this is Sean V. Bradley, CEO of Dealer Synergy, and it is Make Money Mondays. We're about to get down. All right, I want to know, first of all, mental check, how was this weekend? Did you sell a lot of cars on Saturday? Did you turn on and make a lot of appointments that showed up? If so, congratulations. If not, do a checkup from the neck up. Why not? You got to ask yourself, why did you not crush Saturday? Was it because you had a natural disaster in your area, or was it because you weren't prepared, you didn't plan properly, and therefore you didn't have the results to show what you really wanted to have happen? Okay, so what we're going to talk about on this week of Make Money Mondays is something a little bit different. The subject title is called Vendors versus Partners. I'm going to repeat that. Vendors versus partners. What do I mean by that? Well, before I get into that, I want to just state the obvious. If you are an internet sales coordinator, or if you're just a salesperson, I don't mean just, but I'm just saying, if you're just a salesperson or just a coordinator, meaning you are an employee by yourself, that's a problem. Because then all you have the opportunity to be successful is what you do by yourself. Think about your owner of your dealership or the general manager of your dealership. How do they get paid? They get paid by everybody's efforts. Think about that for a second. So if I own the dealership or I'm the general manager, I get paid based on what the dealership sells, what the dealership does through service, right? If I'm a general sales manager, I get paid a percentage of everything from my sales department. If I'm a sales manager, I get a percentage of the sales department, maybe a smaller percentage than the GSM, or I get a percentage of my sales team. But do you see how they don't eat or die off of just what they do themselves? They get pieced off of what everybody else is doing? Well, think about that for a second. How can you take that strategy, that concept, to work for you? You're like, I can't do that. I'm not a GM. No, but you have other assets and other resources. Your partners. Now, there is a difference between partners and vendors. Vendors are people, let's say for your third-party providers. You know, there are some vendors that are just lead slingers. All they do is sell you leads and they're like, peace, I'm out, and until they're able to come pick up their next check. Or there's some vendors out there, when you cancel them, they fly these special force, rebuttal specialists in to convince you to keep them. I'm not talking about those people. I'm not talking about, vendors. I'm talking about partners. There are awesome lead source providers, website providers, CRM providers, call monitoring providers, digital marketing providers, even training companies that are your partners. They're not just there to sell you, they're there to support you, to assist you, to provide you with anything from field intelligence to tactical plans to templates to scripts to videos to whatever they can. You know, your other partners you could think of are maybe your manufacturer or your own personal network that you've developed. So what I want you to do is leverage your resources. And if you think you don't have any resources, let's stop right here for a second. Get a piece of paper, or pause me, and then go get a piece of paper and come back and play or rewind me, whatever you want to do. I want you to understand that I want you to know that you are empowered. Let's go through the list. I don't care what position you're in the dealership, you probably have these assets. Whether they're vendors or partners, I don't know yet. You have to figure these out. Let's start with your website provider. Your website provider can be a partner to you personally. I don't care what position you're in the dealership, your website provider. Your lead management tool or your CRM company could be a partner or a vendor. You have your call monitoring. Let's say you have Who's Calling, CallBright, CallSource, KnowMe, something like that. Okay, they could be a partner or a vendor. You could also have what? If you have any type of inventory solutions, let's just say your third-party providers. These are great ones. I mean, you have Auto by Tel, Cars Direct, Auto USA, Dealix. You got TrueCar. Those are some good ones right there off the top of my head. What else do you have? You got your manufacturer. Okay, so if you're a GM, or if you're Ford, your Toyota, your Honda, you got these people. Maybe you've got some sales managers at your dealership, or a general manager, or you're a service director, or maybe even some other consultants or other coordinators within your department. Folks, what I'm trying to get at is that you have people there. I don't know individually who works with you that would be the best fit, but you do have opportunities there. What you need to start doing is identifying how they can help you. For example, I don't know if you know this, but almost all those vendors that I mentioned to you, the vendors, they have the ability to provide you with field intelligence. Everything from all the lead source providers, new and used, can provide you with a document that tells you what are the most requested used cars in that area. Okay, that's great field intelligence. You know, the second thing that you could turn around and find out from these lead source providers is field intelligence, like what are people looking for? What kind of new cars? What kind of used cars? What is important to them? Price, availability, etc. Get these lead source providers to teach you how to use their websites, especially if you're paying for them. So if your dealership is paying for autobytel.com or dealerx.com or Cars Direct or TrueCar, if they're paying for them already, why don't you call those reps up and get them to help you? Have them walk you through those websites. Have them walk you through what prospects do, see, want, need, expect by going to those vendor sites. Ask them to give you field intelligence. Ask them to give you best practices. Okay, that's one. Lead source providers. What about your website? Who better than your website provider? Let's just say, for example, TK Car Sites, or KPA. If these people designed your website, I know them. They're great people. They will turn around and walk you through the website. I mean, if you know your website inside and out, you could use your website almost like a PowerPoint presentation. For example, if your website had a comparison tool, let's say if you're a single point Ford dealership, here's a great example. If you were a single point Ford dealership and you had a prospect that was looking for a Ford F-150, you tried to make the appointment and they said, no, I need to look at the Silverado. Instead of going, okay, call me if you want. What you could turn around and say is, Mr. Customer, what information on that Silverado were you looking for? Well, Sean, I wanted to see, what was better, the F-150 or the Silverado. Not a problem. Do you have access to the internet right now? Yeah, Sean, why? Well, if you go to our website, abcmotors.com, you will see that we have a comparison feature. Let's go there together. How strong is that? So I am baffled when I go into dealerships and I find out that the employees don't even know they've got certain tools, resources on their own website or in their repertoire of tools from their different partners. And you know why? Because either dealership hasn't trained them or the vendors haven't trained them. Therefore, those aren't partners. Those are just vendors. So again, that's the website. What about your lead management or CRM? Folks, I'm gonna get close. Camera guy, am I close? Am I cool right here? All right, good. Listen to me. I want you to understand the number one tool in your toolbox as a sales professional, internet sales professional, or a professional is your lead management or CRM tool. By far, it's the most powerful. But you know what else? It's by far the most degraded, dilapidated, destructed, tool in a professional's arsenal. What does that mean? To me, a CRM is like a file cabinet. You could have one big file cabinet with one big drawer, and it's a hot mess with papers fluttering all over the place. Or you could have a file cabinet with like 8 drawers, each that have dividers, each that are alphabetized and color coordinated. Ouch, you like that? I like that, I love it, I want more of it. So you gotta make sure that you know how to organize your CRM, because a CRM that is set up the right way with the right action plans, email templates, phone scripts, voicemail scripts, could actually multiply, amplify a professional's work and streamline it 3, 4, 5 times. That's right. A trained and organized automotive professional can do the work of one sloppy, disorganized person times 3 or 4. So again, knowing your tool inside and out. Your training company, I don't know if your dealership works with a training service, but if they do, some training companies have a complete video on demand training, tracking, testing, certification software. Some training companies have online communities with free videos. Some training companies do phone coaching, phone training sessions. If you're not taking advantage of this type of information on outbound phone call process, inbound phone call process, objections, rebuttals, inflection, tone, strategy, protocol, how to build your business, all this stuff, it's just by yourself. I mean, how scary is that in this big old world by yourself, that you're just by yourself, you got no help, no support. And you know what? It's sad. It breaks my heart, because when I go into dealerships, that's how some people feel. They feel like, oh man, I feel so overwhelmed, I feel so stressed. I'm trying to work so hard, I'm working 12 hours in a day and I can't even catching up. You don't have to work that way. There is a higher way. There's a way to work with your resources. Find partners, not vendors. Find partners that want to share in your success. Oh, doesn't that sound beautiful? Share in your success. Synergy, folks, is where it's at. So again, this is Make Money Mondays. I'm Sean V. Bradley, and the message is find partners, not vendors. You have a ton of them. If you've got any questions, you've got any concerns, please call me. My cell phone number is 267-319-6776, or email me, Sean, S-E-A-N, at dealersynergy.com, and I will give you a laundry list of amazing partners that could help you for free. Thank you.